the disappearance of the parent, disengagement with the department, and the pending termination petition, as well as the historical and current challenges and behaviors that the child is experiencing. I can't find that it would serve her best interests to allow parenting time despite the directives generally to suspend pending resolution on a petition for termination of parental rights. Also, the extensive absence from Ms. Collier from her child's life, which is another reason the court has to consider, and the mental health of the child. It would not be in her interest to challenge that, given the challenges that she's already undertaking. So for those reasons, I'm going to deny the request to re-engage with parenting time. Any other questions?
After nearly 3 years in foster care, a mother asked the court for something seemingly simple: permission to speak with her child. But Judge Boyd reviewed the history of the case and ultimately said no contact.
In file 23-000168 for review, permanency planning hearing, and a continued hearing on a petition for termination of parental rights. May I have the names of our participants, please?
Carson Howitt, lawyer, guardian ad litem.
Ms. Saja Thomas, counsel for the department.
Ashley Beecham, the foster care worker from Fostering Solutions.
Betsy Geyer-Sador, the attorney on behalf of Carla Collier, who's appearing via Zoom today.
Carla Collier, the mother.
Okay, we're looking for a representative from the tribe, the Village of Buckland. Do we have anybody here from the Village of Buckland this afternoon? I have, it looks like a Nikki maybe logged in.
I think that's a person who was just observing from a family member.
Tishbaka. All right. Ms. Thomas, did you confirm that you would have a representative from the tribe here today?
We did. We had a meeting on August 12th. We sent both LGAL and the agency sent emails for a reminder. So I'm not sure what else to do.
All right. Do you want to take a minute to see if you can get them on the line, or do you want to just get started?
Sure, if we can take a quick recess and try to call it.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Back on record, do we have a representative from the native Village of Buckland?
Yes,
Thank you. Your name for the record, please.
Frederica Gavin.
Thank you. And what is your formal title, if you could tell us, please?
ICWA coordinator.
Very good. Would you be the designated qualified expert from the Village of Buckland as well as the coordinator?
Yes.
Thank you for confirming that. All right, we have all of our same parties and attorneys that have rejoined us. And I'm glad to see the tribe is here as well. All right, let's begin with a report from Mr. Howard, whenever you're ready.
Your Honor, I don't have an updated report. This was a continuation.
Can you speak up a little, please?
Sorry, I don't have an updated report. This was a continuation, so I did not see the child since the last report I gave.
Would you mind refreshing the record as to how he was doing when you met with him last?
Yes, I was able.
Or her, I'm sorry.
Sorry. She was doing pretty well. She was attending some summer camps. She was struggling behaviorally with some of the summer camps, and she had some evaluations for autism, but they didn't think that it was autism. And they were really working on getting her medication in the right spot to address some of the behavioral issues she was having. I have not heard of any increased concerns from the foster parents since my last meeting with them. And I believe she's doing well and getting ready for the school year to start. I know from talking with the worker today that she just completed a family trip up north, and just working on getting ready for school and getting into that swing of things.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Thomas, I believe we have, or all of you have testimony from your witnesses. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor. The only thing, if the court would like, Ms. Beach did provide a brief memo about any updates since our last hearing. I don't know if it's necessary, if fellow counsel would just stipulate the admission of the report. It really just highlights the contact efforts that Ms. Beach put forward to communicate with Ms. Collier and her attorney.
I have no objection to that being did.
No objection.
Very well. The court accepts the stipulation and will receive the court report into the record. It contains the attachment of the case services plan, of course, from Ms. Collier, and an email thread consistent with Ms. Thomas's presentation. All right. I believe we had all testimony as well from you, Ms. Sador, is that right?
No, I'm not sure, we had not finished with the ICWA representative, so we had one witness testify.
Did you have any witnesses other than the ICWA witness?
I may not, I just need to hear from the ICWA witness to know for sure. If so, it would be one witness and that's it.
All right, well, the ICWA coordinator and the expert would have to make a recommendation as to whether or not termination would serve the best interest of the child. So I would prefer that the coordinator be able to listen to all witness testimony before making that determination. So I prefer if your witnesses went first. Do you have anyone else you'd like us to hear from?
I'm not sure she's present via Zoom. The witness would be Rebecca Sullivan, but I guess since we have admitted her updated not case services, but her updated information within the report, if that can be taken into consideration in terms of what's going on, if no one has an objection, that was mainly what I wanted to ask her about is Carla's current status with all of the things, housing, therapy, job, health, mental health, all those things. So I would ask to admit that specifically.
Do you have an exhibit in addition to the court report? Is that what you're saying, or?
It's part, she put it in as part of the Ashley Beach's report.
Part of the email exchange?
Yes, there's one from dated July 3rd from Ms. Sullivan. I have another copy. It's got something on the back, but if Your Honor needs it, I can mark that and have it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is. I recall that one from our last hearing, but there's also an update from Ms. Sullivan within the email exchange that is provided on page 10 of the report, the updated memo that Ms. Beach, that we just submitted. I believe that was the same. Is that this one?
So let me review what I have. I have a one-page MDHHS 5964 cover letter, followed by the case services plan agency agreement from Ms. Collier, and then an email chain that's 5 pages. So I also have the DHS 69 documenting changeover from Ms. Madrid and Ms. Beach, but that's it for what I have, so.
Correct. It is the same email on page 5 of that. Well, the email threads is at page 5. It starts the page before I
So
sent
begin.
it to Ms. Beach, and it's from Rebecca Sullivan. It says, as for Carla, I wanted to update you, and then the second page has the updates from her. And that from her was dated July 3rd.
All right, but the email reflects Tuesday, August 12th.
Correct. I'm just clarifying when the email was sent to me was July 3rd. So.
Well, that's not documented really on this page.
Well, I'm happy to admit then I'd mark and admit the one page when I have that is the original email.
Doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to clarify what I had. Are you moving for the admission of that?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Sure. Yes, I can just admit that one. Is respondents A or 1, whichever you need to do.
Any objections?
I have no objections, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Tiffany, would you mind passing that up? Well, we've received this. His response, Exhibit A. All right, I do not have anyone under Rebecca Sullivan logged into the Zoom meeting. So I just would like you to confirm one more time, Ms. Sidor, do you have any additional witness testimony for today?
No.
All right, so that takes us to Ms. Frederica Gavin. I think you'll probably have some questions for this person, Ms. Thomas, if I had to speculate. Ms. Gavin, and as the expert in this case, I'd like to have you sworn as a witness. Do you have any reason to object to?
No.
Deputy Ames, Ms. Frederica Gavin, please.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Ms. Gavin, before we subject you to questions, do you have any comments about the case you'd like to make today?
No.
Questions, Ms. Thomas?
Okay. Good morning to you, Ms. Gavin. Thank you for joining us. Ms. Gavin, are you a member of the native Buckland, the native village of, I'm so sorry. What is your affiliation? Are you affiliated with a tribe?
I am.
And what tribe are you? I'm sorry, what tribe are you affiliated with?
Native village of Buckland.
And how long have you been a member of that tribe?
About 30 years.
And in your tribe, are you recognized as someone who is knowledgeable in tribal customs?
Yes.
And do you believe that you're knowledgeable as to how those tribal customs pertain to family organization and child-rearing practices?
Yes.
And Ms. Gavin, have you served as an ICWA coordinator in the past?
No.
Were there any requirements for you to be hired or appointed as an ICWA coordinator for the tribe?
The requirements were just experience.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about what experience?
Experience in working with OCS and understanding the tribal membership process and working with tribal members.
Ms. Gavin, you just used an acronym OCS. Can you tell us what that stands for?
I'm sorry, Office of Children's Services.
And does that mean that you would have experience in working with children who are in foster care?
When we have to deal with OCS and they come to our village, we're present when they have to visit families and be a representative of the tribe and just more on the protection side of the tribal member.
Thank you. Have you had any training related to being the designated ICWA coordinator for the tribe?
No,
And how long have you served as the ICWA coordinator?
it's only been a month.
Okay. Ms. Gavin, my notes indicate that you've also participated in these proceedings at the very beginning, which would have been about 2 years ago. Do you have any recollection of that?
A little bit. At that time, I was the tribal administrator.
And how does your role differ now as the ICWA coordinator from the tribal administrator?
I'm more involved with the tribal members.
Have you had the opportunity to review the case file related to the subject minor?
Yes,
And in your opinion, do you believe that continued custody of the child or returned custody of the child to the respondent parent, Ms. Carla Collier, would result in the child being seriously emotionally or physically damaged?
And I'm sorry, I'm going to object. She hasn't had her qualified as an expert. I'm not objecting that she would be an expert, but I would ask you to qualify her before you ask her.
I don't think that it's on the department to qualify the tribal expert. If the tribe has produced an expert that meets their expectations of expertise as it relates to their tribe and the
I wasn't
customs.
clear from her testimony if I understand the question was asked and a yes was given. I just want to clarify for my client, I'm doing my job to make sure that she's allowed to give expert testimony at this point. So.
Do you have any objections to her being the expert for the tribe?
If I could, before that question is asked, yes, if I could review her on some questions about what she's reviewed before she makes that opinion.
Objection?
Your Honor, just brief, I don't have an objection to that at all. I just want to briefly highlight that the applicable statute is MCL 712B.17 subsection 1, in which there are two categories of individuals, and it is provided in an order of preference. Who can testify as a qualified expert witness. The first definition is a member of the Indian child's tribe or witness approved by the Indian child's tribe, who is recognized by the tribal community as knowledgeable in tribal customs and how the tribal customs pertain to family organization and child rearing practices. And then second, in order of preference, would be a person with knowledge, skill, experience, training, or education who can speak to the Indian child's tribe and its customs and how the tribal customs pertain to family organization and child rearing practices. And so I believe that my hope was that the court would recognize that Ms. Gavin is a member of the Indian child's tribe and as a member for 30 years would be recognized and appointed as an ICWA coordinator, would be recognized by the tribal community as knowledgeable in tribal customs and how they pertain to family systems and child rearing practices.
All right, thank you for that guidance specifically. So I maintain then, Ms. Sador, that this is a person who has been offered up by the tribe as their expert, and the court will certainly recognize that. I think at this point, your request of voir dire would be better suited to cross-examination.
Ms. Gavin, with Ms. Sador's commentary in mind, though, I think it is a good question to ask. When you reviewed the case file, in your case file, what did you read? What types of documents?
I reviewed the latest status of the child, that she's still in foster care, and read upon the medical section and also progress of mom.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear that last
Progress.
part.
Progress of mom, is that what you said?
Yes,
And did you have an opportunity to review any prior court reports or documents pertaining to the family over the last 2 years?
I didn't go that far.
Okay, all right. Do you believe that you've reviewed enough information from the case file that you are ready to make a recommendation about the child's needs as relates to tribal expectations?
I believe I've read enough.
And based on your review of the record that you've had opportunity to look at, do you believe that if the court were to return the child to Ms. Collier, it would result in serious emotional or physical damage to the child?
Yes.
And can you briefly elaborate as to why that would be your opinion at this time?
From the reports that I read, housing is not stable. And from the medical standpoint, she needs to be taken care of through with her medication and all that.
And I guess from the tribe's perspective, how long would you anticipate a parent living in one place, even if it's just one general location, to make a determination that that person is now having stable housing or a stable life?
I would believe about 6 months.
Okay. What other elements of stability would you or did you consider?
On the medical side, I believe that she needs more participation in the doctor visits and any kind of special needs programs.
Can we just clarify when she says she needs, who is she referring to? The child, the mother, it's unclear.
Ms.
Mom,
Gavin, Ms. Gavin, I just want to follow up on that. In your testimony is that mom's medical attention needs to be addressed, or mom's medical needs need to be addressed, or that the child's medical needs need to be addressed consistently, and mom needs to be more active in that participation.
mom needs to be more active.
Based on tribal customs and child rearing practices, why does, or how does instability, I guess, translate to tribal practices? And why is it important that this child have that stability?
Repeat that again.
Through the tribal lens, why would it be important for the child to have stability and have ongoing medical treatment and ensuring that the caregiver is following through with those things? Why? What tribal customs or child rearing practices does that speak to? Can you make that connection for us?
In our village, we all take care of each other's, and I don't know very much about city life. And taking care of a child means taking the responsibility to make sure things are taken care of, medical, nurturing. That's our belief.
And does the tribe value parenting that presents information in a way that's child appropriate and doesn't instill fear? Or I'll just stop there. It doesn't instill fear in the child?
I'm not understanding you.
Based on tribal, does the tribe believe that parents should raise their children in a way that promotes safety rather than fear?
Safety would be our concern.
Okay. And what are some values that the tribe has to ensure children are safe?
In our community, we are really small, and like we all take care of each other's. We see something wrong, we're so close knit, we call parents to notify of something going on. I don't know how else to explain that.
Does the tribe value kindness and gentleness in parenting?
Yes.
Does it value honesty?
Yes.
Does it value consistency?
Yes.
Other than mom's, what you've seen as mom's unstable housing, are there any other concerns that you believe would pose a risk to the child's emotional state or her physical state?
I don't have no other comment.
And at this point in time, do you think that it would be in the child's best interest for the mother's rights to be terminated and for her to be adopted, and potentially by her current foster care givers?
From the record of participation that I read, I believe that she is in a better place, and that the attention that she's receiving emotionally, medically, I would say yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gavin. I don't have any further questions for you, but if the other attorneys will, okay? Thank you.
I don't know.
I can go next.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello, Ms. Gavin.
Hello.
I'm the attorney for Carla Collier in this matter. Can you please clarify the dates of the updates that you said you read before coming to your conclusions? Was it just one report and what date that was reported?
I kind of browsed through the whole file, just here and there, and then the last comments of participation. I don't have the file in front of me right now.
Who gave you the file that you were reviewing?
It was in the file where the previous ICWA coordinator kept cases.
Can you tell me if you read the original petition?
You mean the records from the beginning of the case?
The original petition to remove the child initially, yes.
When the case first started as the administrator, I reviewed that.
Have you reviewed the amended petition supplementing that?
I believe I did.
Are you sure if you did or if you didn't?
I'm not sure.
So are you aware of what the reason was for the child being removed? What the allegations were?
Yes.
And what were those?
Lack of housing, the instability.
And that's it?
Yes.
Do you know when the child was removed from her mother's care?
I would have to look at that file.
Do you know approximately how long it has been since the child has been removed from her mother's care?
I believe a couple of years.
Do you have nothing more substantial than that? A couple of years
No.
is the best guess. Do you know when mother's rights to visit with her child were suspended by the court?
No.
You testified that mom needs to be more participating in the child's medical care and things like that, correct?
Yes.
Would it change your opinion if you knew that she wasn't allowed to participate in those things with her child at this time due to the court?
Yes.
How would that affect your opinion?
Well, if I didn't have very much time to review it, I'm sorry. But if she were participating in her rights to see the child, that would change my view.
Do you know where is that currently? What state?
No.
So if you learned that Carla Collier is currently living in Alaska and has been living in Alaska for the past several months, would that change your opinion about where the child would be best?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
If you knew that Ms. Collier was in a place where she could let the child visit with native tribes of Alaska, including possibly the village of Buckland, but also in general in the Alaska area versus here in Michigan, would that change your opinion about where is best for the child?
If there was documentation stating that she was participating with the child, I believe so.
And do you know where the child is living now other than with foster parents? Do you actually know anything about her current placement?
I have a little idea, but I can't say the state right now or
So you don't know what state they're in?
without looking at the file, I can't say that.
Do you know how much or if any interaction has gone on from the tribe in Buckland or from Mr. Washington, Joe Washington, who was previously involved in the case regarding any kind of cultural sharing and things like that with the child and her foster family?
I don't know.
When you say that the medical needs of the child are important for the mother to be involved in, which medical needs specifically are those?
The seizure disorder, well, checkups is my opinion.
Are you aware that mom, Ms. Collier, now has been living in the same apartment in Alaska since at least 5 months ago, if not before that?
I wasn't aware.
Does that change your opinion?
My opinion is that she needs to be involved with the child.
Right, but I just asked you that you said that it would be different if you knew that she wasn't allowed to be directly involved with her child by the court, correct? I guess my question to you is if mom is not allowed to visit the child, to call the child, to have any video conferencing with the child, and mom does not live in the same city as the child and the foster family, does that change your opinion about mom's behavior that caused you to say that you think it's in the child's best interest to keep her away?
I don't want to answer that because I need to see the reasons why she was not allowed.
You don't know the reasons why the court suspended her parenting time. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Are you aware of, just one moment. Do you know the child's biological father?
I read the name.
Is he also a member of your tribe?
No,
How is Uta then a member of your tribe?
from descendancy,
Through which line, mom or dad?
dad,
Does he have direct ties to the village of Buckland?
descendancy, he's eligible to enroll.
Okay, have you ever spoken with him before?
No,
Are you aware that he gave up his parental rights voluntarily?
yes,
Have you discussed anything to do with Uta Collier or Carla Collier with anybody within the Buckland, Native Village of Buckland community who may be a relative of the child's father?
no,
Okay. If you learned that the mother is now involved with some therapy for herself and to help her become a better parent, would that, and she's been doing that for a while, would that change your opinion about the child's best interest?
yes,
In what way would it change it?
doing whatever it takes to be involved with the child and to have her rights.
You testified that it's your opinion that the child would be, if the child was returned to Ms. Collier, that she would likely suffer serious emotional and physical damage or harm. Is that your testimony from earlier?
Yeah,
Okay. What specific emotional or physical danger and harm are you referring to? Or what are you basing that on?
I'm thinking that the medical, taking care of the child with the disorders that the child has, the involvement is not there. The child needs to be taken care of medically.
Correct. If you heard that mother has always taken care of the child medically, with the exception of one noted example within the possible file record from a whole other state from years ago, would that affect your opinion?
Say that again.
If you were made aware that the mother had been taking care of her child's medically, her seizure disorder, giving her the medication, having the medication on hand, with the exception of one documented time when that is alleged not to have happened, would that change your opinion?
If there was more documentation to show it, I think that would change my opinion.
And did you hear the testimony of Carla Collier during the proceedings of this case at all in the last 3-4 months?
No, I've just become the coordinator, so.
Right, I understand. I'm not trying to blame you. I just need to get these legal issues out there, okay? Can you even tell me what you have reviewed regarding exactly what it is that you're referring to when you say mom isn't participating enough?
The latest reports of her involvement, no
Dated when?
contact. I
Dated
can't
when?
tell you that. I don't have
Do you
the
know how
file.
many you've read? Probably a couple. Does that mean probably 2?
I saw the report of where they would try to contact her and she wasn't
And
able
what
to be
date
contacted.
what date would that be from? Do you know?
I don't have the file in front of me, so I can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
Are you aware of any physical charges regarding anybody with Carla against the child in any way? Any child abuse charges? Are you aware of any proven allegations of actual abuse by Carla to the child?
No,
Are you aware that Carla left the area where the child is in foster care due to her own concerns for her health and safety that are separate from the child?
no.
Are you aware that Carla Collier had lived in Alaska?
I am aware that she lived in Alaska previously.
And are you aware that she had dated people from the Alaskan Native Village of Buckland tribe, including Uta's father?
I know that she dated Uta's father. That's all I know.
Are you aware that she is aware of cultural significance of the Alaskan Native Village of Buckland tribe and their culture and the things that they do? For example, she's gone on caribou hunts before herself. Did you know that?
No,
Do those things change your opinion of what mother's ability to parent this child will be?
no.
And why not?
What does hunting a caribou have to do with raising a child?
It is something that you are supposed to be reviewing as the representative of the tribe for the ICWA coordinator. Has to do with the reason that the prosecutor asked you all those questions about your familiarity with the cultural norms of the tribe. That's the same kind of thing that I'm trying to ask you about. is it better, in your opinion, for the child who is of Native descent and is registered with the Native tribe of Buckland? Is it better for her to be involved in someone's, with a parent who has knowledge of Buckland's background and their culture and their history than to not?
I don't believe who she dates or whether they're of our culture. I believe in, I can't put it into words. I believe taking care of the child is what matters.
That didn't really answer my question. Are you aware that Ms. Collier made all of her parenting time visits when she was allowed visits with the child after the child was removed and before they stopped her visits? That she made those visits?
I'm going to object to that question because it's factually inaccurate.
That she made I'm sorry, I will restate, that she made the majority of the parenting time visits with her child, that she did do that until her parental rights, up until that time, that they took away her ability to visit the child.
Yes.
So that goes to the mom's participation, does it not?
Yeah.
So that should go in her favor in your book, should it not?
Yes.
And the fact that mom didn't have housing when the child was removed or soon thereafter, that being a long time ago, compared to her having the same stable housing that she can continue to have from at least January or late January of 2025 forward in Alaska, doesn't that go for the mother in your book in terms of what you think that is important for a child?
I didn't know that she had stable housing.
Well, again, if all you've read, you can't even tell us what it is that you specifically reviewed, it's very hard to believe your opinion has a lot of weight behind it, other than what you've been told to respond.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this line of, that wasn't even a question, that was argumentative in general. At this point, I believe that Mr. Doerr's presentation or conduct towards the witness is becoming hostile, and I would ask the court to instruct Mr. Doerr accordingly.
Would you like to respond?
Yes, I don't believe in becoming hostile. I am asking valid questions of an expert witness about things that she can't tell us about because we don't know what she's reviewed. It's not on the record what she has reviewed. We don't know how much information from before this last report, if that's the report she's referring to, that she did review. And I don't think it's appropriate to have a witness who is unaware of the actual factual situation go with what the other side tells her is going on as what's happening, and that being the only thing that should make her expert opinion.
Mr. Doerr, that's a perfect example of an argument, as was your last comment or argument to the witness. So I will ask you to simply ask questions of Ms. Gavin and not argue or review your arguments for us by way of your cross-examination. Thank you.
Ms. Gavin, did you review the psychological evaluation that was done of Ms. Collier throughout this case?
No.
Did you review the updates from a person named Rebecca Sullivan from Love Alaska program regarding Ms. Collier?
No.
Did you review the child's trauma assessment?
No.
If you were made aware that the child's trauma assessment stated that one of her strengths was attachment relationships, would that affect your opinion about this case?
If I reviewed it, it depends on what it said. I can't, without reviewing it, I don't want to make a statement.
Just one moment. Just one moment, Judge. I'm trying to find the relevant portion. So you don't have any paperwork before you that you could look at right now. Is that right, Ms. Gavin?
No.
Okay. Judge, I don't know how best to do this. I would like to have her refer to what it says in the child's report about her attachment situation to help form her real opinion of what is best for the child, and she doesn't have that before her.
I don't know, Ms. Sador, this is your cross-examination.
It's part of the record though, Judge, and she's supposed to have reviewed the record.
Well, I cannot instruct you on how best to navigate what you're trying to do without giving you legal advice. So you're welcome to take a moment to try to figure that out. And I'm not going to instruct you on how to do that.
Thank you. Can I have a 5-minute recess, please?
Any objections? File 23168NA. All right, we are back on the record. Ms. Sador asked us for a brief recess. Are you ready to resume cross-examination on Ms. Gavin?
Thank you.
Ms. Gavin, I just want to remind you, you do remain under oath.
Now, Ms. Gavin, if you heard that a March 11th, 2024 psychological evaluation of the mother, Carla Collier, was done during this case, and that the diagnostic impression regarding parenting was that there is no direct evidence she will become physically abusive in a parenting situation. She is, although unlikely to admit problems and difficulties if she views it as affecting her ability to get her child back. Her history reveals a vulnerability to negative relationships and impulsive decision-making patterns. Despite this, she is willing to engage in services and wants to be a good parent. Would that change your opinion as to any possible harm that might come to this child if returned to her mother, Carla Collier?
That would change my opinion if she participated.
Okay, and what I read to you there, does that also, not regarding participating, that's not the same question, but what I read you about her basically likelihood of causing physical harm, correct? If you were to read the trauma investigation about the child, Uta Collier, that was done on, I believe, January 9th of 2024 for this case, and that the child showed a strength in the attachment/relationships area of her development that says this is the result of the child's strong, healthy relationships. A baby learns to feel good about himself and trust people by the way he is taken care of. This strength is also the key to how the child feels about himself. It opens him up to try new things and look to others for friendship or help. Scores in the strength range indicate that a child is showing many positive behaviors in this area, and we should continue to encourage these behaviors.
What was your question?
My question is, does that, when that happened before the child was removed from Ms. Collier, I'm trying to find the basis, the causal basis of your statement that it is, you have concerns that the child would be likely to receive physical or emotional harm if returned to her mother. So why are you saying that?
Probably because I only read the report of non-participation.
So you read a report of non-participation of the mom, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And you haven't, we've already asked you that, you haven't read those. Do you know how old Uta, the child, is?
I believe she's about 4.
She is 6 years old, 7 in November. Would that change your opinion?
No, I don't believe in what age she is.
Okay. How many other children are in the foster family that she is living with currently?
I don't know.
If there are 3 other children in that foster family outside of Uta, and her mother does not have any other children living with her, does that change your opinion in terms of what's best for the child?
No.
Can you define what active efforts are under the ICWA law? Do you know what those are?
Reuniting parents with their children. If that's not possible, reuniting with family.
Are you aware that Carla Collier, living in Anchorage, Alaska, has access to the Native Hospital there that has a program for pediatrics that Uta could be seen at if she lived there with her mother?
Yes, I'm aware.
Does that change your opinion about her being better in place of the foster care family that you don't know where they live versus where mother lives?
I don't know how to answer that.
You testified earlier that you thought the child had been removed from her mother for a couple of years. I thought you said maybe 2 years. Do you know if that's accurate?
I don't have the file in front of me. And all the reports that you are reading from may be missing from the file that I read. So
you don't know if those even exist in your file?
I haven't really gone through all the files that the previous ICWA coordinator had. So he might have misfiled them.
The removal of the child, if it happened in around March 21st of 2025, how long would that mean that the child, if she's not been reunited, how long would that mean the child has been outside of her mother's care?
No, I'm gonna just object, that's factually inaccurate as well.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's the petition, I'm sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. All right, never mind, I'm sorry, I withdraw that question. My timeline brain got, pardon me. She's been removed since September 23, is that right? She's been removed since September 1st of 2023. And you have been saying that what's important to you is mom's participation, correct?
Yes.
With the child? And that if the mother was not allowed to participate directly with the child, then that changes your feeling about mom's ability to parent or the best interest of the child for your testimony.
Opinion is based on what I read.
What conditions currently in Carla Collier's home cause you to have concerns for the child's physical safety or well-being, emotional well-being?
Having a stable home.
Okay, and you defined a stable home earlier in your culture as within 6 months or so of being in the same general place, is that right?
That was my opinion.
Okay, so if she's been in the same home and hasn't had any issues with that for 6 months, would you say that that no longer exists?
Having a report of the condition of the home would help.
Right, but if she lived in an apartment on her own, not with other people, and she lived there for that amount of time, that would be in her favor, correct?
Yes.
Okay, anything other than the stability of her home that causes you your concern in your opinion, because it has to be linked to a specific condition. So what, is there anything else that causes you to form your opinion about the child being likely to receive physical or emotional harm if returned to the mother?
Only on the medical side.
Can you clarify more for me what you specifically are saying? What on the medical side? What condition still exists regarding the mother?
I don't know what conditions still exist, but from the report that I read earlier, in the beginning, she had a disorder that needed medical treatment, and that medical treatment wasn't provided.
Do you know when that alleged to have
I
happened?
can't tell you the date because I don't have the file in front of me.
Do you know what state that's alleged to have happened in?
In the beginning, when she was removed from her mother.
In this case?
Yes.
Do you know if there have been any other issues with medication?
I haven't seen any reports on that.
In your culture, in your tribe, you said that everybody takes care of each other, correct?
Yes.
So if you had a parent, hypothetically, who did not have stable housing but had a child, what would you do to try to fix that in your culture?
In our
What's an appropriate?
community, we have family close by. And
So in your opinion, is it best for the child to be nearer to the family that she lived with while that issue is being worked on?
if she has family close by, what my opinion would be.
And in your community, have you ever come across parents who have their own trauma from past issues, such as sexual abuse, drug abuse, anything? For example, that they have their own trauma issue, which may, in some respects, affect their parenting at times. Have you ever seen that before?
I'm new to this position, and
As a member of the tribe, have you ever seen that situation happen before? With a parent having their own trauma that may cause them some problems while they also have a child in their care?
I would say no. I haven't
You've
seen
never
that.
seen, so you're not qualified, you don't know how the tribe handles that?
No.
Are you aware that Carla Collier doesn't have any reported issues of alcohol or substance abuse?
I'm not aware.
So you didn't know that?
No.
Just a few more questions. In your culture, if a parent has their own medical issue, for example, they need surgery or something, okay, and it affects their ability to participate in a lot of different activities for a number of months, is that something in your tribe you've ever seen as a parent have?
If that were to happen, family usually steps in to help out.
Okay, and if there wasn't family to step in to help out, what would be the next reasonable reaction from the tribe?
I don't know.
I don't have anything further, Judge.
Mr. Howard, questions?
No, Your Honor.
Redirect or any other questions? I should just say Ms. Stotts. No, Your Honor, no further questions. Thank you for your time and your testimony, Ms. Gavin. Did you have anybody else you wished us to hear from by way of rebuttal witnesses or anything else, Ms. Thomas?
Not this time, Your Honor.
Ms. Sedor? Mr. Howard?
No, Your Honor.
Comments in closing, beginning with Ms. Thomas?
Your Honor, I would actually request the court to accept closing by written statement, given the nature of the case with all of the ICWA requirements. If we were there, I'm happy to do it verbally. I just feel that it would be better suited for the record if we were able to set closing in writing.
Ms. Fedora, would you prefer to give us your closing orally today or by in writing?
I have no objection to in writing, that's fine. It's a long couple of days of testimony.
Mr. Howitt?
Your Honor, I'd be in favor of submitting in writing as well.
Very well. How long would you like in order to complete that assignment to Ms. Thomas?
And I think it'd be reasonable to request our arguments be filed within 7 days.
I can do that. Mr. Howitt?
I would just ask by the end of next week. So
Well, let's round it off and say by August 31st. I'm sorry, file it as soon as September 1st. So that's a Monday. So closings, I would like them by September 1st.
And then, Your Honor, would you then rule via writing, or would you have us back in court? I don't know if there's another review date we have to set or what.
I suppose some of that will depend on what I receive in closings. So what I would be inclined to do is I'm going to set another review just to keep the case on track regardless of what happens moving forward, so that we're able to make sure that the case stays active. I'm looking at Monday, November 17th at 1:30 p.m. I think there's a time change for you, Ms. Gavin, but that would be 1:30 our time. All right. All prior orders will remain in full force and effect pending the reception of those. You would also be inclined to issue a review order based on the information that I've received today. Any objections to that?
No, Your Honor.
no, Your Honor.
All right, very well. So the court will take the information I have here under advisement. I'll cut a review order, permanency planning order, and have that to you relatively quickly. And that will also document our next review and permanency planning hearing November 17th at 1:30 p.m. Unless there's any questions, that's all for today.
Just one more request on behalf of Carla Collier. Would she be able to have telephone contact with her daughter at all?
Ms. Thomas? There was a suspension of parenting time issued at or around the time the petition for termination of parental rights was filed. Generally speaking, I would be inclined to extend that unless you have any opinion that would be different than that. Mr. Howard?
No, Your Honor, I would wait until the conclusion of the trial before the changes made.
Ms. Thomas, any other comments?
Your Honor, I wanted to ensure that the child was still in therapy should the court rule otherwise. But at this time, this court had ordered the department to file that termination petition based on mom's lack of engagement and lack of progress. We've also alleged that she's abandoned the child. I think that adding any contact would further confuse the child and cause some emotional and psychological harm. However, if the court is going to allow that contact, we would just ask it be dependent on the child's therapist recommendations.
Just to briefly review the file on those points, the court received the file back from Judge Costello at the end of 2024, at which time parenting time was essentially at the discretion of the department. At the first hearing in January of 2025, Ms. Collier did not appear. There had been no progress made on services. She had not had contact with the child, and the department was ordered to commence the petition to terminate parental rights. And as a result of that, actually, in January, she did have supervised contact allowed by court order. And the petition was filed March 21st, 2025. Wita Collier was unable to be located. We were even looking at an order for alternative services at that point, continuing the absence from services, contact with the department, as well as from the child's life. We had, of course, the appearance of Ms. Fedora, Carla Collier back again in April. So based on the history of the disappearance of the parent, disengagement with the department, and the pending termination petition, as well as the historical and current challenges and behaviors that the child is experiencing, I can't find that it would serve her best interests to allow parenting time despite the directives generally to suspend pending resolution on a petition for termination of parental rights. Also, the extensive absence from Ms. Collier from her child's life, which is another reason the court has to consider, and the mental health of the child. It would not be in her interest to challenge that, given the challenges that she's already undertaking. So for those reasons, I'm going to deny the request to re-engage with her. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you everyone for coming. We look forward to those comments, and I'll see you all in November? No, yeah. Thank you for your patience, Ms. Gavin, as well as our
Today's hearing ended with a decision that could have a major emotional impact. The court denied the mother's request for telephone contact, keeping the existing suspension of parenting time in place. The mother's attorney highlighted her recent progress, including stable housing and participation in services. But the court also considered the child's long history in foster care, previous disengagement, current behavioral challenges, and the potential emotional impact of suddenly reintroducing contact. Meanwhile, the tribal expert's testimony was heavily challenged during cross-examination, raising questions about how much of the complete case history had been considered. But despite those challenges, the judge was not prepared to restore contact at this stage. The case is still moving forward, with written closings due September, one and another permanency hearing scheduled for November 17. Subscribe to follow this case and see whether the court's final decision changes the mother's relationship with her child or whether the termination case moves closer to a permanent outcome.